Well, we all know college can be a time of self-discovery for young adults as they navigate life away from home and most for the very first time. And for one UConn golfer, he spent his freshman year on the fairway and overseas, making an impact in the lives of others. Fox 61's Alexa Harley joins us now in studio with more on this story. Alexa.
Yeah, for UConn golfer Caden Blanchette, he was enjoying his freshman season out on the course, but he felt like something was missing. He eventually connected with UConn's Athletes in Action chapter, which is an organization that empowers its athletes to use their sport as a platform to make an impact on the world. And through working with the AIA, Blanchette traveled across the Atlantic to Kenya, where he shared the game of golf. And I went out to the fairway this past week to catch up with him about his travels and the biggest takeaways from his trip.
I wasn't playing my greatest golf, so I wasn't really traveling in the spring much my freshman year. I felt like there was some sort of void in my life because I grew up as a Christian, but I wasn't really practicing. I didn't really start raising money until mid-fall. I had one big event on Thanksgiving where I did a golf marathon and played 150-something holes, and I pretty much raised the entire money for the trip in that one day.
So after his triple-digit golf galore, Blanchette was ready to make the trek overseas to Kenya.
It was my first time in a different culture, so just being immersed with people I didn't know, a culture I didn't know, a place I didn't know, it was very cool to see how welcoming they were.
We've been sending teams to Kenya to help grow the game of golf in Kenya, to use golf as a platform for ministry, really since the early 2000s. COVID came and put a stop to all that. And so our team going over was the first team since 2019.
And Blanchette enjoyed every moment that he was immersed in the Kenyan culture. But perhaps his biggest takeaway was, of course, the food.
I had a lot of chicken pies. One thing about the culture is they stop 18 holes of golf. They'll stop after 9, and then they actually sit down for 20 minutes. They'll stop and eat and just keep on talking with you.
All in all, they spent around 2 weeks abroad. The 10-day mission gifted Blanchette with a fresh perspective, not just on golf, but on life.
I was texting one of them the other day. He had a question about golf and talking about the difference between being confident versus cocky. I'd say here in the States, when we're playing in tournaments, kids will often lash out, get very angry with their shots. The kids there were just having a blast. They were just happy to be there. It was pretty eye-opening, and I could take something from this. If they can enjoy and play, no matter what they're shooting, why can't we? It's a blessing just to be playing golf.
Now, along with Blanchette's story on the fairway, we also take you out to the water with a feature on the UConn rowing team. That's going to be on Connecticut Game Week on Friday at 7 p.m. Now, Tim Lammers is going to join for a second because, we're talking about golf, and the Travelers is coming up in a couple of weeks. And I hear you might be playing a little golf next week?
Yeah, I usually have media day. It's just a great chance to be able to talk to the previous year's winner, which, of course, is Keegan Bradley. He's the closest thing we have, I mean, really, outside of Brad Faxon, who is sort of a Connecticut-grown guy. And, of course, J.J. Henry, who has won that tournament before. But he's the standard bearer for New England golf right now. But forget about that. I love that story that you just did, because golf is not exactly known as being a really accessible game. I mean, you need a lot of clubs, you need access to the holes, but you don't actually. And I've seen a lot of other sort of Kenyan and African golfers. All you need is one club, one ball, 2 balls, be able to hit, go get it. That's enough to sort of spark that joy in the game.
What's great about this initiative is they're actually going to have some Kenyan professionals come stateside to continue this initiative and explore golf even more. So it's very exciting. It's become an international joy for all of them.
That is great. Absolutely. All right, here's what's coming up.